Hello, Ohio cousins. This is Evelyn. Don't look like I'm ever going to get up there, so this is greetings from our house to yours. This is the big old house that we raised our 6 children in. And now it's kind of quiet. Papa Dave's up there in the bed. This is early morning. It's quiet now. The children are all grown. All married except one. We have a bachelor boy, but he doesn't live at home with us. He lives in town. We've had this house for 36 years, and it's 70 years old. This driveway in front of this house used to be the main road that went from Statesville to North Wilkesboro. And so that's why the house is sitting sort of sideways from the road out here beside of it. Here's the road, and the old Wilkesboro road went up through there. So it's been here quite a while. And here's Mom and Daddy's little house that they built in front of us. They lived here for, well, Daddy 21 years and Mama 31 years. My sister Pauline has it now. She's at work right now, so her car's gone. She works down at the college, her and both of her daughters. We're going to try to get them on it. I'm going to see what all I can get on this visit. Now this is David. He's working on a windmill. Hugo did a lot of damage around here. You maybe heard of a storm we had named Hugo. Anyway, the windmill needed painting. David's retired now. He took an early retirement. He was leaving 62, but he has an early retirement. He took an early retirement. That's sort of a bad back. Other than that, he's in perfect shape. Had him almost 41 years. Look up, David. Tell him hi. And this is Sandy. She enjoys David's retirement. She doesn't let him come out here in this building without her or anyone else either. I'm going to show you 3 of our 8 grandchildren. These 3 are with us a lot. We take them to school of a morning, get them in the afternoon. So this, usually Clinton, he's sitting here in front of the television. That's usually what they do in the afternoon, but I ask them to turn the television off a little bit. They want to know how long they've got to be good. Okay, look up here, little one. Now, tell them what your name is.
Clinton.
Say it a little louder.
Clinton.
Now, I don't think they'll be able to hear that.
I do.
He says his name's Clinton. And how old are you? 7. You can say 7. He doesn't talk plain, and he's a little self-conscious about it. Okay, what was it you wanted to show them?
I want 2 teeth.
So he lost 2 teeth. He's real proud of it. He pulled one yesterday at school.
I want this one too.
Oh yes, you lost that one too. And the other little, and this little fellow over here, he says he isn't little. What's your name?
Aaron.
His name's Aaron David.
Aaron Pettit. Aaron David.
Aaron David Pettit. We call him Aaron. Okay, tell them how old you are.
Almost 10.
They have to put that almost in it.
What's that weird thing?
He's 9.
What's that weird thing?
He's Dawn's middle boy.
What's that weird?
And this is her oldest son. Tell them what your name is.
Justin Gray Pettit.
Justin Gray. And Justin, tell them how old you are.
I'm 11 years old.
Okay. Clinton, get your head out of the way, please. He's 11. And they go to Central, and Justin and Aaron are having this gap test this week.
And I go Sato. I go Sato classes.
Yes, Clinton had something to tell you. What was it?
I go Sato classes.
Yes, he plays soccer. Okay.
And I am in the 5th grade.
Okay, tell them what grade you're in.
I'm first grade.
Now this is the mother of those 3 little boys. This is our daughter Dawn. She's the oldest daughter and the only one that we had with just black hair. It's like some of the rest of us can get a little gray in it. But she lives down across the field below us. We may get down there and take a picture of their house. I don't know. I doubt we'll get a picture of her husband. She does. Would you like to speak to the Ohio cousins, don't you?
Hello.
Hello. She's a little backward, sort of like some of the boys. Says she's hungry. I'm taking pictures as they come in. If you don't mind. I think you'll find a lot of advantages to this type visit. You don't have to put us up for the night. You don't have to feed us. If you have visitors, you can always stick us in a box right quick. Put us in the closet till they leave. They had a lot I wanted to say, and now that baby's got this, I can't think of it. Another thing, you can sit and talk about how old we look and how fat we've gotten up in this. And yesterday when I said I had 8 grandchildren, I meant 8 grandsons. We didn't have other grandchildren. Just 8 of them were boys. This little one we have here is Joy Beth. This is, come here, Joy Beth. This is the first little girl that either of our daughters have had, so she was quite a little surprise, a pleasant little surprise. Look up, Joy Beth. Look up there at Pop. Now Dale has 2 little girls, but this is only one our girls have. Dale has a little girl and a boy by his second wife, and a little boy and a little girl by his 4th wife, and he has an adopted daughter that belonged to his second wife, and his 4th wife has a little daughter, so he has a step daughter. You want down? Tell Pop, hey.
Hey, baby.
He's not going to stay up here. I'll take some more pictures of her later. But when we get pictures of Dale, you can see his crowd. He's the only one of the boys ever married, and he has quite a bit of children. So that means we've had 11 grandchildren born to us, and 1 step-granddaughter, and 1 adopted. I guess you know Angie, when you get to Angie, she'll be 16 tomorrow. She's the one that belonged to Dale's second wife that he adopted. And you know Dale's only 31, so he couldn't really have a 16-year-old child. Uh-oh, you can't play with the glasses. Bye. That's enough.
Tell him bye, baby.
Turn around and tell him bye. Tell Pop bye-bye. Tell Pop bye-bye. Joy Beth will be 14 months old Monday. When she was born, said, I've got a big 6-foot daddy, and he fits just right around this little tiny finger so nicely. He hired a chauffeur-driven limousine to bring her home when she was born. Yes, they're glasses.
Why is that?
Yeah, what's in there?
I've heard enough of her.
Rock, Joy Beth. Look up here. Hi, baby. As you can tell, we're sort of proud of little Joy Beth. Her mama's gone to the dentist, so we're keeping her. She hears the phone ring.
Yep.
Now you're pulling out diapers and things, aren't you?
She knew.
Daddy.
Yes. What'd you get out of the diaper bag? Joy Beth likes to ride the tractor with Pop. Look here, Joy Beth. thought I would show you David got the windmill painted. There it is. Mama enjoyed that windmill. She could see it from her kitchen window. He's had to fix it several times, but you know, really a lot of damage around here. You see the dog? You see Sandy? Okay, school is out now, so this is Joy Beth's brother, John. We call him Little John because he was born on his daddy's birthday, and his daddy's Big John. Johnny, tell him how old you are.
8.
Had a birthday March the 8th. You have anything else to say to them? Okay, you can take off now and play. It's hurting him to stand still here. Yeah, now here's Pauline. She's watering her grass. I told her to go ahead with it. She don't know what I'm doing. We're taking a visit to Ohio.
We are?
Yes,
When?
right now.
Oh, we're going up to see Margaret and...
Yeah, and Marie and Ruth Jane and Louie and them. I told them they'd like this visit because they wouldn't have to put us up for the night, feed us, and they could sit and talk about how fat we was, how old we looked, and things like that, you know.
Yeah.
I think this is the best kind of visit.
Yeah, it is.
So I told
Let her
you.
know we're thinking about her.
Yes, we think about them a lot, and we're going to try to get a lot of stuff on here. I told them yesterday when I had that we try to get your children and grandchildren. Paula had 2 grown grandboys, and all of a sudden she's got 3 little granddaughters. We have to show you little Kelly, and then she's got 2 brand new ones. One born Christmas Day, and her daughter Pam, and then she had a little one. Eddie had one. What time was it? January, Paula?
December, Christmas Day, baby.
Yeah, and then Pam's.
Oh, January the 10th.
Yeah, she got another one. She's little Rebecca. We'll try to show you them, and a lot of things that's interesting to us. We hope it'll be interesting to you. Here's grandboys playing after school.
Yeah, here's a big deep part. See, we on this ocean, we're Baywatch. We take care of people that come, we own this place.
I'm
This
little Joy.
is where we have to park our fire truck that we...
She loves it when the boys
You
get
meet one
home.
on this fire truck. Today you're driving. See that
Hey, John, who's got a picture?
Now there's 4 more little boys. And Justin's the oldest of the 8. He just turned 11 in January.
Come on, John, hop in. We have to say somebody.
What are you doing, Joy Beth? Playing with Sandy? Hey, this is Dorinda. She's our middle daughter, Joy Beth and Little John's mama. She came home. Joy Beth's glad to see her.
Hello. I'm the mama of the little girl.
She's the mama of this specialty here.
What are you
She
doing?
says she doesn't remember any of you except Tommy. She remembers Tommy.
It's been a long time, too.
Yeah. What are you doing, Joy Beth?
Watching TV now. Look, what are you doing? Oh, go catch it. You gonna get it? Blow him a kiss. Blow him a kiss.
Want to blow a kiss, Joy Beth?
No. Shoo! Thank you. Thank you. Ooh. Thank you. Now blow a kiss. Blow a kiss to Toot. Blow a kiss to Toot.
The grandchildren call me Toot.
Blow a kiss to Toot. There's a baby doll on TV.
And call Dave Pop. Here I am at our youngest daughter Dina's house. There's no one home. Went to Powell's, there was no one home. JR's, there was no one home. But I'll show you some more damage of the storm Hugo. He dumped about, well, there was 5 trees really. It was 2 trees. Well, one had 3 prongs and one had 2 prongs. Went right in the middle of Dina's house. They had well, the most damage of anybody in our family. Just soaked their dining room and, well, most of their dining area was damaged. I'll get up a little closer. Now, she lives, you go up through those woods there to Hazel and Lawrence's. She lives over towards Union Grove. You come across a field. The road's way up in there. She wanted down in here with her 2 little redheads. I'll show you the trees from this angle. You see, it did a lot of damage to her house. This house, she wanted it down here in the woods. Had trees all here in front of it. Terry has cut off scent. And trees all in the back. He cut a lot of trees after Hugo came along. And way down, this is a steep little hill here. Well, a real steep little hill. There's a branch down at the bottom of it. Her little boys play and it helps the dirt stick on real well if they get good and wet. Well, I'm at Lawrence and Hazel's. They're gone. But their yard, I wish I'd got in here a couple of weeks ago. They had March flowers. Hundreds of them. You know, they live down here in these woods. And they just had hundreds of March flowers. Now they have the little white kind, I don't know what you call it. But they have something blooming in their yard summer and fall long. That's their summer they had built. Their little dogs bark and he knows I'm not supposed to be out here. Hugo did damage down here too. I saw up here she had a huge tree down. I keep talking of Hugo. That's the biggest thing ever happened around here, especially in '89. We'd never had a storm like that in North Carolina, not in the inland. It did a tremendous amount of damage. I'll show you some more of it later.
Oh, well, hon, I hope everybody's feeling pretty good.
It's Lawrence and Hazel's Ann. And what's the little dog's name?
Happy.
Happy. She's not very happy to see me. She was raising Cain. I didn't know Ann was in there. She sure let her know. But Lawrence and Hazel are not here. So we'll get the little dog and Ann and Hazel's pretty flowers and things. And we'll get Hazel later. Now I'm at Ralph's house. This is Daddy and Uncle Lewis's brother, Ralph.
Hey, y'all all right? We're everything just fine. I'm Grandpa now.
Oh, I didn't know you was Grandpa. What was it?
Friday night.
What was it?
Boy, 9 pounds and 14 ounces.
Oh my, so we have a birth announcement on it. I wasn't expecting that. I declare.
Eric, y'all, what the middle name was?
Eric Spees, and they live in this house here.
It's just Daniel, everything's just fine here.
Well, good. So, I finally found somebody home over here at the Grove. A lot of our species live at the Grove. Yes, now you're on candid camera. This is Pal's Lisa. The soccer game's just over, and this is her husband, Dennis.
Didn't do good.
You didn't do good?
No. All the kids is too sick. Too puny.
Is yours still sick?
I think about half the team got it.
I declare.
That's Grandma.
They lost their soccer game Thursday.
Yeah, we didn't lose it as bad as one. We sound glad. So you go send that to Margaret?
Yeah, Margaret and Marie and all of them at Ohio.
Well, hello.
And I'll show there. I'm not very good at this. We haven't had this very long. This is their little Shane. He played in the soccer team, but he's been sick, and he's their best player, Dina says. So they didn't do too well. Let me get him up closer so you can see his little face. There he is. Bless his heart, he looks sad, doesn't he? But that's okay. There'll be another soccer game. Lisa had a little girl, and she took off in the door. She was sleeping. She didn't want her picture made. Lisa lives here in this house. And it's in Union Grove, too. We've got a lot of them in there. Yes, it's right beside of where Aunt Susie's house was. This is hers, and Aunt Susie's house is right out there. And Aunt Tree's new house there, and the old house, and Ralph's house across the road. And Herman's right on down the road. There's a bunch of them over here. Yeah, stand there and smile and tell him hi. I told him he's on candid camera. This is Herman.
Let them youngins come over here. Come here, youngins. Come
Yeah, he's got some grandchildren. Everybody's showing grandchildren on this, and Ralph even announced one.
Let them see you on the picture. Come on, Marshall. Come on,
This is Marshall's Spies.
Yeah, come on here. Come on here and do your thing. Do your thing. Dorothy Jane, don't you want to come over here?
Tell him hi, Marshall.
Tell them hi.
I'm going to bring him up. I'm going to bring you up close so they can see your pretty little face. This is Herman Jr.'s little Marshall. Look up here, Marshall. Can you tell us how old you are?
How old are you?
Huh? Your daddy's gone.
How old are you?
How old are you?
Are you 3? He's 3.
3 years old. I think Herman looks like Daddy. The older he gets, the more like Daddy he gets. I like to come and look at him. I think he's a handsome Spies.
Gal, you wouldn't tell a lie, would you?
No. Let me see if I can find that granddaughter. Where is she? Now here's little Dorothy Jane. That's his little granddaughter. She's got jet black hair. When she was little, she reminded me of Daddy.
Don't be turning that thing red.
Yeah. Now smile. You're on candid camera.
I know it. I'm on candid camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Zeb. Zeb, he's a corker. Now Herman told me a joke I didn't know about. Can you think of a right decent one, Zeb?
This preacher.
That caught him off guard. He can't think of a decent one right quick.
This preacher, he was a new preacher, come to the church. Mm-hmm. And you know how women like to talk about the other ladies of the church, you know. They pointed out a lady that was not exactly what she ought to be. So the new preacher, he come and he's standing in front of the church. He's going to meet his new congregation, you know. And he got there first, and all of a sudden he heard somebody coming down the walk, and he looked, and bless God, it was this lady that had the bad character, you know. So he says, Lord, I don't know what to say to her. So he got her by the hand, shaking hands with her, you know. And he said, you know, lady, he says, I prayed for you for 30 minutes last night. She says, Law, says, preacher, why didn't you call me? Says, I could have been there in 5 minutes.
I didn't do this with Dave's money. He keeps his money spent. I bought this with my own money. This is Rose, Zeb's wife, and she is at her natural job. She did. I told Herman we're all...
I'm making my $500 million second deposit.
You are.
Yes, I am. That's what I'm on, my second $500 million.
We're all of modest means down here, and Rose knows just how modest because she does their taxes for us. And this is her office. She cuts off, I think, at 5 o'clock and goes to fish camp. Zeb said that was him. When I called over here for my appointment, he said, she's got fish camp here at 5 o'clock. That means me.
Hello, I'm Dina, Evelyn's youngest daughter, and this is my 2 boys. Doug's the oldest, and Grant's the little one. They're 6 and 3. Grant's a little corker. He's either happy or sad all the time, and Doug's just sort of anything goes type child. Grant?
Look up here and smile, Grant. Tell him hi. Can you say hi? Get the ball out of your mouth and smile. His mouth's real pretty when he smiles. Now he's going to look sad. Doug played in the soccer game that was lost a while ago, so he's having a hard time looking pleasant. They get pretty upset when they lose their soccer game.
They didn't any of them do too good. They won the first 2 games and they played real good. But these last 2, they've been sick and just sort of out of it. I don't think they like losing though.
That's normal. Here, Dina. And this is Dina. She's our baby. Wrong thing. And she has a husband too, but we can't seem to do too much for these. Husbands are always gone. Hers is gone to car show. Said he'd be back at 2, but David told her that he would not. He and Dan went down to Charlotte to it yesterday afternoon, and they just started trying to get out at 5 and got home at 8. And it's only about a 45-minute drive, isn't it, Dina? So we don't know when this daddy will get home, but that's where these boys get this red hair. Doug's is fiery red. Grant's is a lighter red. Their daddy's is red, and their grandmother's is red. So.
You put a mustache on this one, that's about what
Yeah.
Terry looks like.
Right here's what the husband looks like if he had a mustache.
And 24 years older.
Yeah.
Turner. I'm Charlotte's daughter, Charlotte Reese. And this is my husband, Lennon. We live in Union Grove.
And you got 3 girls.
Yeah, we got 3 girls, Leah, Lori, and Lena. And Leah's 10, Lori's 8, and Lena's 2.5. And they're not here right now.
The baby's asleep.
Dina. Just woke up from her nap.
That's one of Charlotte's little granddaughters.
Lena?
Charlotte's like the rest of them. She's
Tell her
proud of her
name.
grandchildren too.
Tell me your name.
Tell me you're Lena Turner.
Cat's got her tongue. Say, see my boo-boo?
Okay.
Now you're on there. You want to tell them hello? Look at that thing and tell Margaret, Marie, and all of them hey.
Hello there, Margaret, Marie, and
Tommy.
Come in.
Louie.
Louis?
Joyce.
I can't think of all of them.
Ruth Jane.
Yeah, Ruth Jane.
This is Aunt Eula May. Don't she look pretty? I told her she's looking real pretty today. Got her hair fixed that pretty? Are you here by yourself?
For a little while.
Yeah.
I've been, Dave's been staying here ever since the last while, you know. Ken and his family's over here.
Yeah. Well, you're not just alone with them. There's somebody around.
No, not just for a little while at a time.
Your health pretty good now?
Well, that's the only trouble I have is my back. It gives me that's not trouble. That's how they're not. They're pretty good. And my memory's bad. Still.
Evelyn.
Still. Evelyn. I can't remember names and I can't remember things that I need to remember. So they got mental pills, capsules now trying to help me out. I think it's helping some, but not like it ought to.
Well, a lot of us forget things.
I hope we do.
Okay.
That's
That's Ken's.
Ken's youngest one.
This is Aunt Eula May's granddaughter.
Hey,
And her name is
Missy, Christy, whatever.
Christy. That's Ken's little girl. Only little daughter he has.
Shaded.
Well, good.
Go back and see.
He thinks he wants everything shaded, he can get shaded.
That's right. That's right. Lucky I ain't wearing a beard.
Is it on?
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Hi, people.
Hey.
That's Uncle Nathan's Ken. That's Uncle Nathan's baby boy.
This is going to Ohio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, all you people in love. In Ohio.
Yeah.
Hello, Margaret. How are you? And everybody in Ohio. Sure wished I could see you. It's beautiful here today. I'm sitting today with Stamey Marlowe. That's Bill's brother's wife's dad. And he's bedfast, and so I'm sitting with him today. It gives them a break. But we would love to see you. I have so much to say till I can't think of anything to say, but I love you very much, each and every one of you, and hope to see you soon.
That's Charlotte. I'm going to lay there with him if you want to.
Come here, I'm going to show them your fat stomach. Come
This
here.
is my husband Terry.
And
He just got back from the car show.
That's the reason I got my feet propped up.
Said he walked 20 miles.
Yeah.
Tell about the dog you saw.
That's all right.
You can see him. Yeah.
Grant came home from Sunday school the other day. He was covered with a picture of Jesus and he had put freckles on his face. He thought everybody had freckles. Grant,
Grant,
look up and see
Grant,
your
did
freckles.
you color freckles on Jesus?
Grant.
Daddy, tell me about the dog.
Look up.
This is the little country church that David and I go to, where we raised our children. And it was built, it was organized when Davy and Dawn were babies, and so we've always attended this church. We have a new fellowship hall over there. Our boys were buried here. Here's the back of their markers. The little infant boy and David Jr.'s. And this is the front. The baby was Douglas Mark. Of course, Davy was 24 when he was killed in the accident. This is where Dorinda and John live. There's little Joy Beth and little John's Easter tree. Has Easter eggs in it. I don't believe there's anyone here. Anyone home here. This house is on Snow Creek Road. And I know you people say creek, but we call it a creek. Louis used to call it a creek. And I suppose you still do. But down here it's still creek. Dan?
Yes.
We're sending this to Ohio. This is our bachelor son, Dan.
Hello.
Now you want to explain to him what you're doing in here in this building?
Well, we're just talking about some stuff. We don't really do anything today. This is I was restoring a 40-mile Ford Coupe, and I went and bought a fender for it yesterday, and was looking about it.
Put your light on here.
Here's some of the fenders
We
here.
just got this totally all over the building here.
There's some fenders.
There's a
There's a
bar.
hood. And over here's the 40 Ford. You spend hours out here doing this. He also has a 40 Ford over here in this corner that belonged to Davy. I don't know after he gets through with this one.
Plan on doing it when we get through with this one.
Think you'll ever get
We'll
through?
have one at a time. If we ever get through with this one.
Keeps him occupied.
Yep. Keeps me out of trouble.
See, if he's married, he couldn't do all this.
We went down yesterday to the car show and we went and bought some stuff for it. I don't know what the purpose of that thing is.
Here he comes with a tire. That's his little Jeep there. Dan's real particular. He has a Corvette he keeps in his basement. He only brings it out on sunny days, but it's sunny today. He just didn't bring it. I don't think he'll ever find a wife that'll suit his. This is the Hams Grove Baptist Church. It's about 1.5 miles from our house. The name of the road by our house is Hams Grove Road. This is where Mom and Daddy have always attended church. Ever since we've lived in this community, well, us children were raised at this church. And Daddy was choir director here for 30-some years. And of course, Mama, Daddy, and Pat are all buried here in this church cemetery. Most all of our people are buried in country church cemeteries. This is the back of Mama, Daddy, and Pat's grave. It's out here beside the church. And this is the front of it. It has the white flowers with the yellow roses. Mama loved yellow roses. My sister always got her yellow roses for her birthday. This year she gave yellow roses to her sister for her birthday, her sister Margaret. We call her Aunt Tootsie. We had yellow roses for their 50th wedding anniversary. And Pat's marker has his picture in it. Of course, Mama would never want something like that for her or Daddy. But Pat liked to have his picture made. We had the man and woman walking there, together on theirs. And a songbook up in the corner was singing around the throne on it. And Buddy said, well, Daddy had 3 loves. He loved to sing. He loved Mama, which the man and woman represented, and said he loved to eat, but he guessed we better not put a bowl of beans in the other corner. Daddy loved this church. He did a lot of work around here. He did all this mowing. He did mowing, see, all around here. Daddy would come over here and mow, spend hours mowing, doing this churchyard. And I'd try to get him, not to, and say, Daddy, you shouldn't do that. You're going to fall over there one of these days. And I said, you know none of us are big enough to pick you up. He just laughed. He said, don't worry about it. But he loved this church. Spent hours, years of his life over here. And like I said, teaching, but leading the choir. They loved to sing. Now this is New Prospect Baptist Church. We have a lot of family history here. Our grandparents and our great-grandparents are all buried down here, and Uncle Jim and Aunt Rippy and them. And there's the sign. This is between Station off the Wilkesboro Road on the Prospect Road. This the old preacher Israel Holler. He was the first pastor of this church. It was started as a family worship place by the Goforths, and the Hollers, and I think the Species also married into the Goforth family. Anyway, Israel Holler was the first pastor this church had. Grandpa Speece taught music school here. He also taught a music school, and he taught music schools in the Hamsgrove Church. Back where Daddy was choir director. He taught music schools here. A lot of these country churches. He taught music schools. In this church here, they have a tremendous choir here, and they have people still in that choir that Grandpa Speece taught. Some Sprinkle twins. They're still in the choir. They were the last time I was here, and Grandpa taught them. And Bessie Tilly, that's a Sprinkle, married one into the Sprinkle family. Grandpa taught her and her husband. If I could, next Sunday's Easter, so I guess I'll go to my own church, but if I could, I would love to come down here and just tape a song that choir sang. Because they do have, even though you can tell a lot of the voices are old, but they're good. Now this is our Grandpa Species marker. It's a rather small marker. I think times were hard back then, so the markers are small. This is our grandma's marker. It's small too. And that is Dwight's. It was in the ground, and David and Ralph Speece came up, and we got that out and raised it up and put some cement around it. And down here at the foot is markers. It's a little marker, just a little flat marker that says Infants of Mr. and Ms. William M. Speece, but Mama says those infants were not buried down here at the foot, that they were buried up here from Dwight. This marker says J.W.M. Speece. I think that's John William Marshall or something. Anyway, he's the one that says down there that he was a Confederate soldier. They like these high markers. Uncle Jim did too. Uncle Jim ain't Reppy, and they kept little flags on this grave as long as they were able to come over here. And this one says Lydia Goforth Speece. She was the wife of this J.W.M. Speece, and she died in 28. That was before my time. I don't remember her. And we called her Aunt Millie. Amelia was her name. This is hers. It's even higher than the others. Uncle Jim, you know, Uncle Jim picked this one out. And it's elaborate. This one beside of it is Aunt Reppy's. It's not as big. I don't think Uncle Jim was able to do too much when Aunt Reppy died. And Uncle Jim's was really small. He wouldn't be very happy with that. J.R. did that. I don't know why he got such a small one, but Uncle Jim wouldn't like it very good. Uncle Jim's dates are January 5th, 1879, and December the 18th, 1967. And Aunt Reppy's is November 11th, 1884, and she died in August the 3rd of 66. And let me see. Millie's she was born April 19th, 1875, and died March 15th in 56. I can remember her well and when she died. And this Lydia C. Goforth, she was born August 7th, 1845, and died January the 28th, 1928. Good. Hope I didn't get my tongue tangled up and say they died in 1800. I don't know. Died in 1956. Anyway, she died in Lydia died in January the 28th and 28. It's J.W.M. He died, let's see, can't see that good. He was born 1841 and died in July 24th of 1906. To go in here. Now this marker, Margaret, you may know more about this than I do. It says Rachel Goforth Holler. And I heard Rachel Holler talk about Grandma Rachel. I don't know, if you don't know anything about it, maybe Rachel can tell us something about it when we get with her. But it says Rachel Goforth Holler. And she was born in March 3rd, 1848, and died March 23rd, 1936. And over beside of her must be a sister. It says Aveline Goforth Harmon. And she was born in 1852 and died in 1931. I don't know if they're sisters, if that was one of the ones that was married to our Grandpa Holler. I don't know. We'll find out when we find Rachel. But it's right behind Grandma Speece and Dwight. Some people have a cabin on the lake. We have this old shack down in some woods on a branch. is about 31 acres of woods, and we come down here and have our parties. And we can turn our grandkids loose, turn them loose, and they don't bother the neighbors because it's half a mile off the road, way down in here, away from nothing. We're going to show you a little of the Hugo damage down in here. Done any work in this room. Now, there was an old man lived here 30-some years ago and raised 5 children in this old house. This fireplace, exposed fireplace, is made of just rock in this room. And it was never sealed in here, and they lived in this thing. Trees 54 inches around, way up here. And that one down there is as big. And it's straight, just real straight, way up there. We have lots of these on these hills over here. This is most of the hill down through here, and some places it's just crisscross everywhere. That's a little branch down in front of the old house. Curves all around down here in these hills.
Here's some more of the Hugo damage. This little...
Did a lot of damage to the pines, too. Got her out of breath from climbing this hill. These pines like this, it would just lay down fields of them. We have just lots of pines down like this, which they're predicting will be a fire hazard this year because they're going to dry out. Of course, these pines still have green on them, but you can't give away lumber, and they said there was enough trees down in North Carolina to build, I forget how many thousands of houses. And I guess it will just lay and rot like our big trees down here. You can't give it away, so what's the point in trying to get it out? Of course, David wouldn't be able to get it out anyway. We have deer and raccoon and groundhogs and squirrels and all down in these woods. Bring the boys down here after it snows, and we go tracking, we call it. We go around and try to identify tracks. These woods are mostly just to play in. That's what we do with it. We have a lot of the tall, straight poplar here, and it had got where it was, it was expensive. And they fell, just crisscrossed each other. One of those big ones down there was an oak, and I think one of those was a poplar. But it did. Most times the poplars are 2 or 3 prongs like this. And now this church doesn't have any history so far as the species or hollers. It has history in my family on my mother's side. This church was established in 1802, and it's sitting way off the road now because, the roads change and it goes in behind. It has an old rock wall around the cemetery, and there's lots of Hickses buried in there. The dogwoods are just beginning to bloom around here. Maybe before we get this off, we'll get some more close-up of the dogwood trees. But my great-grandmother Hicks attended this church in the middle 1800s, and our daughter Dorinda, the middle daughter, she married a Rickert, and the Rickerts go to this church. And she carried her great-grandmother's Bible in her wedding. Made a beautiful wedding down here in this old historical church. And the reason is just a great-grandmother. My grandpa Hicks was 45 before he ever married, so we missed out on a generation or two. Got a little behind. They used to have homecomings. Well, they still do have a homecoming here at, this is Snow Creek Methodist Church, and it's off Snow Creek Road too. And they had homecomings here, for hundreds of years, a couple hundred years, I guess. And they always had the lunch out here under this huge oak tree. We'll go up and show you what Hugo did to it. This was a tremendous tree, probably 300 or 400 years old, I don't know, but it was a tremendous tree. And you can tell how big it is by Doug standing beside of it. Now, 3 of the grandchildren, we have movies of 3 of the grandsons in that tree because it was hollow. And there's a place down here at the roots where the little animals had went in. Boy, they had a safe home down in there, and a large one when they got in. Here's the hole where the little animals had gone into. I don't know what kind of little animals lived in there, but they sure had a hole. And you can get 3 grandchildren down in that thing. And this is where they had their, they would serve their lunch out here under this
Are you
tree.
standing up, Doug?
Are you? No, he's not standing up.
Stand in it.
Jump down in it. Now you could get at least 3, well, probably 4 more boys the size of him in that thing. And up here's the old cemetery. They still bury people, as you can see. There's a new grave there now. The Daughters of the Confederacy, they love things like this. Now these are Hickses. My mother was a Hicks. And the Hickses are buried over here in this old cemetery. I've never done any family history much. I've been too busy with my descendants to worry too much about my ancestors, so I've never done any research on the Hickses. I do know they came from England, and my aunt has the Hicks Bible that came from England, dated back in the early 1700s. And I've looked at it, but as far as doing any research, I haven't. Now this is Patrick Hicks, and he named my brother Pat. Pat was named after Frank Hicks and Pat Hicks. Now here we are up at Aunt Icey's house. My sister Pauline and Rachel Holler. Rachel, where'd you go?
There she is. Don't take me.
Tell them no ho, Heidi. We've come up here. Okay, the carpenters are up here now. This thing picks up wind bad, so I don't know how it'll bother too much. June's having a room built here at the back. We're working on it. This is the inside of it. They haven't got anything done, so this would be the utility room, and way beyond a walk-in closet and bathroom, and a big kitchen. Rachel, Polly, and me come up to this old cemetery above Aunt Icey's, and it's so grown up. I don't think we can get a picture of anything, but right in there is the marker of the old preacher, Israel Holler. And you can see it's just a grown up mess. And here, Pauline and Rachel are trying to get a little bit of path in there to our grandparents. To our great-grandparents, Rachel's grandparents. And this wind is terrible up here on this hill, and it's cold today too. Rachel bought these little markers in here, if we can see them. She said that she bought these, and my daddy brought them up here. She got Daddy to bring them up here. She bought them herself off her grandparents. And we're going to have a cleaning up here. If you fellas want to come down and help us, we'll get together and we'll clean this old cemetery off. But Rachel bought these herself because they were her grandparents. And Polly's got no gloves on, and we've been caught by briars and everything else down here trying to get even a path into it. So I think we're going to give it up. You make it look better. I get the floor and the ceiling. No, I'm not good at this. I just do it. But you're on it if you've got something to say. Pal don't usually have much to say.
Something to drink.
Hello, Margaret. Would love to be up there. And we'd love to have you down for Easter. It's cold down here, but we're going to have a good time anyway.
She was telling how grown up that field was where the cemetery was.
Yes, the field was grown up, but did y'all take pictures of any of it?
Oh, yeah. We tried to, but Lord, we had to, it was a mess.
Well, did you get pictures of the house where they're starting to do it?
Of course,
Tell Margaret, I've got a bunch of pictures of the house that we took before they started it, the way it originally was.
Before and after.
And now the front of the house will be left original. There won't be any difference in it other than new windows and all that.
It's going to be nice when you get there.
But now the back eave, that will be different. And they're going to, the spring has been cleaned out and they're using it. They're putting a new pump in the spring. I don't know where y'all look down there or not.
I was telling Rachel about falling in that spring. Ain't nice as spring box down there.
You fell in it?
I fell in it right after she built that spring house down there. I fell in it.
I know it was always a fascinating thing to go down there and drink out of that gourd.
I'm sure today y'all didn't try to walk down to the waterfall. Miles walked down to that waterfall yesterday where the old mill was. You know where you go right on past where the barn was?
Yeah.
You go down through the woods.
Tommy used to love
Tommy used to go there. I like to go down there. That old mill pond. Now, who was it run that? Our grandmother?
Grandpa Brown.
Grandpa Brown. No, it was a woman. Some grandmother or something.
Oh, well.
Used to run it.
We need to get that down, but well, now the Becknams and the Browns and the Hollard were all connected some way or another. Wasn't the Becknams, and then one of them married Brown, didn't he?
Becknell. Rachel says that our great grandma Hollard was a Becknell.
Well, now I ain't seen Grandma's sister married Brown, but you've heard talk about his preacher. Well, his first wife, which would be our real grandmother, was a Brown.
Okay, well I knew the Browns were connected because that mill has got something to do with some Browns too. Because Zeddy Van Hoy, his mother was a Brown. And he wanted to go up there and see where it was. Which Miles said the old timbers are still laying there where you...
Last time I was down there, part of the house was there.
Well, now Miles said yesterday, he walked up there yesterday, and he said that the rest of it fell down, but you could tell where it was.
I'm sure Tommy never remembered
another one there.
Well, but now that is not on that property. It just missing.
Ain't hard to see you, JR. You want to speak to the people in Ohio? This is going to Ohio.
This is going to Ohio. Let me get out there where I can see it.
Okay. Yeah, there's JR.
Margaret, all the people in Ohio, we're all praying for you. We're looking forward to seeing you again. Just wish God's richest blessing upon you. Hope to see all of you soon.
Okay, now that'll be nice.
A word to me.
Well, tell them hi.
Hi, this is Hazel, and I'm sure you don't know who I am. We hope you're doing real good, Margaret.
We've been up to Aunt Icy's old house and
How'd
up
it
to the
look?
cemetery. Sort of pitiful right now.
They're working on it.
They're working on it, and it's pretty much of a mess.
Well, that sounds great to me. They told me they were leaving the front of it just like it was, and we're fixing the back different from
Well, it's going to be
the way it
nice.
used to be.
It's going to be nice when
Now
you get
turn
through.
it off.
Okay. Like I said, it's probably been 2 years since I saw her, and I used to see her down at Dewdrop. Not stop there, and she'd be down there. And I think that's the last time I saw her.
Well, none of us get around like we want all today.
It's supposed to be off, isn't it, Hazel?
That's what I
She
was
told
told.
a little
She
white
told me
lie.
Well, you can just do whatever you want to. If you
Now,
want,
drink this on.
if you want your cap on, just put it on. Of course, you can't see you too good that way.
He doesn't know all those people.
Now, you got anything to say?
Oh, hello there. How you doing? Hope everybody's feeling fine. I'm feeling okay.
This is their room. Well, a lot of them have seen your room. This is their room. All their flowers. They just got. They do a lot of work.
We enjoy it.
And the rest of us, we just come and look at it because I don't do this kind of work. I told people I didn't grow flowers, I was growing kids, and then when I
Marge,
got
once
the
you
kids
get the
grown.
bird nest.
No, it's the pig.
Oh, the pig.
The pig.
Right there on the TV, on the TV. Get the 2 pigs.
Oh, the little pigs, who made those?
I don't know.
Ruby gave
Ruby
them to us.
Ruby gave them.
Uh-huh.
And then they have these flowers on them out there. Just,
Oh, she's wanting us to get
now this is their room, and we came in right in
Look at the dirty
there.
dishes.
Laura said to look at the dirt. Now we're up here at Virginia at Buddy's house. This is the front of it. We're fixing to have a noon meal, so he's just now coming in. This is the front of his house, and there's a lake down below.
And this is the view from the lake. Hi.
Well, hi, folks in Ohio. We think of you often. I haven't seen you in a long time. Margaret, I was distressed to hear of your illness. I hope things are going well with you. I've had my own experience with the big C, and I hope that that the future offers better things for you. If any of you are ever in Virginia, we would love to have you come by and see us.
This is Percy Hines. He's Pauline's friend. And he's also a friend of all the rest of us. Mom and Daddy thought a lot of Percy. He's real good to them. And after Daddy died, he's always mowed Mama's lawn, brought her the Sunday paper, and petted her up. We think a lot of him. He's been around our family for 20 years now. Little Kelly and him call him Paw, so he's a Paw and Uncle Percy to my kids. This is my sister Pauline's son, Eddie.
Hey again.
The reason he said again, I had the wrong tape in a while ago. I've already done this once. And we want to show you their Christmas specialty. This is little Heather. We want to do a close-up on her little face. See her pretty little dark eyebrows? She was a Christmas Day baby. I had a Christmas Day grandson 3 years ago. He's red-headed. This one here is black-headed. She is Heather Nicole.
Heather Nicole. Heather Nicole.
Sing up on Mama Pauline's lap. She don't see anything funny about this. And over here is Eddie's wife, Tori. He says, and what a mama.
Yeah, what a mama.
And here is Izetta's grandson, Steve Dearman. He's a friend of Eddie's. They've been friends for a lot of years.
Glad to see you guys. Yeah, I'm breaking away anytime now.
This is my sister Pauline's first little granddaughter. She is our miracle baby. This is little Kelly. Tell him hi, Kelly. Tell him how old you are. How many? 3? You're just 2. Didn't you say you was in your terrible 2s? You haven't had your birthday yet. The reason in June she's going to be 3. The reason we call her a miracle baby, we thought our Pam and Larry was going to have to grow old childless. After 6 years, they had a little son that didn't live, and it took 6 more years to get this little black-eyed miracle. And we have another little miracle over here. Little Rebecca. They got little Rebecca in January. So they are really blessed with little girls. And we're real thrilled for them too. Little Rebecca can't say hi. Let's get her up close and get her. She's got little fat cheeks. See little Rebecca's little fat cheeks. Yeah. Kelly sort of likes her little sister. And of course, there's we were holding her. Oh, we love to hold our grandbabies. Spoil them. This is Larry Hilton. He drives an ambulance.
Not anymore.
You don't anymore?
No.
When did you quit that?
I'm a supervisor. I don't have to drive an ambulance anymore.
Oh, well, he's supervising. He is Pam's husband. He's the daddy of little Kelly and Rebecca. So, we've had him in the family quite a few years, too.
Yeah.
We really think a lot of Larry.
Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you.
And this is Bobby Freud. He's Polly's grandson by her oldest daughter, Gilda. She had these two grown grandsons before these little girls started coming. Bobby has 3 years at Western Carolina. Right now, he's kind of taking a break.
Is Bobby in here?
Yes, we're taking Bobby. Can you say hi, Bobby?
Oh, Marcia just holds it on and keeps it there, doesn't she?
And here's Polly's daughter, Pam, with little Rebecca.
She's eating her arm.
We've already got little Rebecca, Pam.
Shutterbugs.
And here comes another son-in-law of Polly's. This is George Freud.
Howdy doody, y'all.
He's from up north, can you tell?
Rochester, New York. Here's my better half, Gilda.
Yes, and here's Gilda.
Also known as Granny.
This is Gilda. I know Margaret and all of them remember Gilda.
Hello.
And her husband calls her Granny. Can you believe it? Gilda really did help us a lot when Mama was sick. She took her turn with Polly and me just like another daughter, and we appreciate her so much. Well, really, she's like a sister, and she's just special to us, to all of us.
You talking to us? Hello. Hello.
Rebecca's talking to me. I got this on.
Becca, look over here. Becca. Hey, Becca. Look here. Look here.
She's ignoring me.
Just like a little bull-headed Spice girl. I don't know if you Spice girls were or not. These down here were. Hello. I do what they want to. Kelly's talking in the background. Organization of this deal, so I'm just going to start taking. This is our youngest son, Dale. Dale, can you speak?
Yeah, I was just trying to find all the kids.
He's trying to find all of his kids, but now he's going to take a job.
Brandon, Miranda.
We'll get them later, Dale.
Angie.
Just tell Margaret and all of them hi.
Hey, how you doing?
This is Dale, and this is his wife, Teresa. And I'll bring a close-up on, this is the back up here. This is Lauren. Tell them hey.
I'm looking for candy. Say hey.
This is Easter Day, and they're all full of candy and all hyped up.
There's a puppy.
But she's the baby. She's 2 years old. She was 2 in March. And this one here, this is his oldest son, Brandon. Brandon, you want to tell him hi?
What?
Tell him hi. And how old are you? Tell him how old you are. The truck passed. I don't think they could hear it.
What age you get?
9.
And what grade you're in? Where you go to school? 3rd grade. He goes to Monticello.
Miranda.
And here's little Miranda.
Tell how old you are.
7. Get me too.
She's 7. Her name's Miranda. She's 2nd grade, and she goes to Monticello. She got for best all around last year in her little class.
Angela.
And then we have
Andrew's over there.
this is Angie. She just turned 16, so she's our sweet 16. Can you say hi, Angie?
Hi.
She is a sweet little 16. We're proud of our little Angie. And down here is Leah. Tell them how old you are, Leah.
6 years old.
She's 6 years old, and she's in 1st grade at Central. And she's getting her tonsils out tomorrow. Says she dreads it. She's had surgery before, and she don't want the thing on her nose. And we have a little Rance here. His name is Ransom, but we call him. How old you are, Rance?
Wait.
Rance? Tell him again. He's Flea. He's Ransom Lloyd, but he goes by Rance, and he was 3 in March. He and his little sister both were born in March. And his little sister's about as large as he. Rance's little sort of like the McClellands. And Lauren, she's a good sized little girl.
Don't test the puppy.
I see her going across.
Rance is wanting to shoot.
Come on.
Rance is he's a
He
live
likes
one,
guns,
he's a
guns and tractors.
I'm a Robocop.
He's a Robocop.
He's a robo. I'm going to show you some of the dogwoods. Now this, I don't know if it will show up on there or not, but this is a pink dogwood. All the pink and red dogwoods are bought. They're not wild. All the wild dogwoods are white. This one here's pink. I had a red one out there and it died. Now the woods are white with dogwood now. All down through here with Hugo damage too is white dogwoods. And we're having our dogwood festival in town. We'll have a parade with the big horses, the gentle giants. Clydesdale will be here this Saturday. But all the woods are full of the white dogwoods. Now this is Mama's special dogwood she had here in her yard. Buddy bought this for her one Mother's Day, and it is just full of white blooms. It's really pretty this year. Mama enjoyed watching out the window at her dogwoods. I'll get a close-up. I'm going to try to get a close-up of this dogwood bloom, and if I can keep it on there, I'll read the legend of the dogwood. You maybe have heard it. Brandon, pull that down just a little lower. You can't see that like that. The dogwood legends. In Jesus' time, the dogwood grew to a stately size and a lovely hue. 'Twas strong and firm as oak branches interwoven. For the cross of Christ, its timbers was chosen. Seeing the distress at the use of their wood, Christ made a promise that still holds good. Never again shall the dogwood grow large enough to be used so. It shall slender and twisted be, with blossoms like the cross for all to see. As blood stains the petals marked in brown, the blossom center shall wear a thorny crown. All who see it will remember me, crucified on a cross from the dogwood tree. Cherished and protected this tree shall be, a reminder for all of my agony. And if you'll see, the dogwood blossom does have the thorny cross in the center of it. And there's marks on each side of the petal that looks like the stains. And even during Hugo, of course this is just a legend, but Hugo did not damage our dogwood trees. You can see Hugo damage all around the trees, but no damage to our dogwood trees. Here is Dave and Pauline's garden. Clean right now. Over in the summer it won't be, because when it starts raining you can't get into it to plow, but they have quite a bit of stuff. Mama spent hours in this garden. She loved this garden. It was always David and Mama's garden because Mama loved to. Now it's David and Pauline's garden because she's like Mama, she likes to get out here in this garden, and they have some stuff up pretty good for this time of year. When I took pictures of our dogwoods up there, we backwound it and noticed that we couldn't see the dogwoods. So my sister and me, Pauline, we came down here in the middle of these woods, and we're going to try to let you see what they look like. These woods below us. And here's dogwoods. We hope it will show up. These are all wild dogwoods all around. We hope most of them shows up. This is down on the highway. And there's dogwoods out there. If you see, the dogwood trees are smaller. They fit down in these woods. They don't grow large like the others, and they are twisted, all these wild ones. And the woods really are full bloom now. Now this is a wild one. It's out here along the fence behind our house. The other wild one up there.
My curls always
look funny.
It's on.
That's Ruby. Tell them who it is.
Ruby Buchanan.
This is Ruby and Ginger. Tell them hi, Ruby.
Hello. Yeah, it's on now.
Is it on?
There's Ginger. She don't want to be on the movie. She's using her brain. You know, she is the brainiest one of us around here. When she was in college, my brother said, they said, well, now, if you're like that species, professor says, if you're like that species I had last semester, we're going to get along fine. It was Ginger, but he said, no, I'm not that smart. And we're going to let Ruby sing directly. Ruby, she don't think she's a movie star either. I think she looks pretty good myself.
Good evening. I hope everybody's feeling fat and sassy like I am.
He's just got through eating supper. Keeps wanting to know if it's on. Hazel sitting over here.
What you said and everything.
Oh my goodness. She is a good cook though.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of it. Second verse.
You better way to hold it.
Hold it, there used to be.
Okay. Sing the first verse. So we can all sing.
Okay.
On Mount Olive's sacred ground, Jesus spent the night in prayer. He's the pattern for us all alone. If we'll only steal away in some portion of the day, we will find it always pays to be alone. There are days I like to be all alone with Christ my Lord. I can tell him all my troubles all alone. There are days I like to be all alone with Christ my Lord. I can tell him all my troubles all alone.
This is a group of us now that be us.
What's with
Well, she's playing right now. Ruby was playing.
Is it towards the front?
Down on my knees.
She sings that.
I don't know it.
And his husband Terry back do up there.
Just don't do it. We don't
If we don't know it, we won't know it. We'll sing, you will set your field, sing beautiful star of Bethlehem. Yeah, I know that one.
Just sing it. Beautiful.
What a happy time will be to you. Please don't help giving a light for those who long have gone. Guiding the wise men on their way.
church this morning. I'm going to go in and try to get their choir on here. It's the choir I told you about. Real good choir. I talked to one of the little old ladies yesterday, and she said she thought it would be fine. Maybe I'll talk to a few of the little ladies afterwards. They went to Grandpa's music schools or singing schools. I don't know what they called it back then. But I talked with her yesterday, and she said that yes, she went to the schools. But there's the cemetery. Now, these are some of one man's children that all went to singing school. Did you call it singing schools or music schools? Singing schools. These are sprinkled. 2 of them are twins, and one of them married a preacher that was a pastor here at this church for a long time. And there's the Sprinkle boys. And this Sprinkle boy, Hal, married Bessie Tilly. Well, the Tillys went too. And when Bessie here, you can tell she's not all that much older than me. I don't remember Grandpa, but she can remember going to the school. And said her daddy said she could sing, you know, she could sing alto like something, you know. She was just a little bitty. And my daddy told me that her daddy said, well, sing one with alto. He wanted to hear Bessie lead out, and he said, well, they all have alto. She said she could remember Grandpa sitting her up on a chair. Standing her up, wasn't it, Bessie? Okay. Well, did he teach notes, or how did he go about it?
No, he taught the notes. I put them on the board for him and Gracie not one.
You did? I decided to come up here and show you Lenny's Mill. We think it's a pretty place before I went on this visit down. Uncle Freddie used to run this mill, and he talked this Lenny boy into buying into it, and I think now he's retired and sold it to someone else. I used to bring my children down in here for picnics and play in water and just to walk through these woods. I walk through these woods and picnic there. And of course, this bridge I've just come across right here, it sort of moves to move when you walk. It's a beautiful place. And they have ducks on the water. They have lots of ducks around here. We have even some ducks sitting last year under this bridge out that one right there, sitting on its eggs. There's all this stuff in we do know the proper way to speak down here, we just don't do it. Mama did teach me how to speak properly. We just talk like the Southerners. All the rest of us, you know. So I got hurt from eating sometimes. Up north they say naked. That means you have no clothes on. Down south they say naked. They also mean you have no clothes on. We do nice people. We just don't usually do it. This is a beautiful place. My children and grandchildren just and Uncle Freddie, he ran this mill several years out here. And then he taught us reading many and ran it for, I know, 30 years or maybe longer than that. He's retired now. Ducks stay fat because their brain they will pop down there, and they need food here. There's a farmer loading his pickup back up. There's in the front. They have large scales here where you can run your trucks on the way your stuff. A bin where they dump it down in. You can just dump it from the trucks that are being weighed right down into this bin. There's some of the insides. I don't know how any of this looks. regular flour mill if you've been in one. Maybe a lot of these amusement parks have set up something like this, but this one's real. There's a thing that I've seen this kind of flour things like this. It's a little neater in here than it is in the where they do the cow food and stuff. It was kind of looking at this. Well, human consumption doesn't. There's sacks and sacks of all their equipment. Uncle Lewis might have been able to tell you what some of this stuff is. I don't know. I'm sure Uncle Freddie would. This is where the cow feed and stuff comes from in here. Now there's a sign about their power. William told David here a few years ago that he was making a lot of most of his own power, and he planned to make enough to sell some back to the company. So evidently he has, because here's his sign. Here's a picture of the little swinging bridge from this angle. This is what you see up in the mountains. It's well, closer to Aunt Icy's than it is to our house, but it's between our house and Aunt Icy's. And it's about 5 miles off of 115. If you're ever down this way and see a sign that says Lenny's Mill, then it's about 5 miles off that road. Okay, we're fixing to wind this thing down. Dina's over here to help me with it. We're going to make us a copy to keep. And we know this thing is just full of mistakes and silliness and everything else. And I'm glad, I bet you think, we're going to say thank the Lord they sent that crowd up here in a box. Because I know you're not one to drag us out when you have company. We have put a lot of miles on and put a lot of effort into it, but it's something new. Never done anything like this before. So I hope you will enjoy part of it at least.